Hello, Ran here, aka Mac, and welcome. So following on from our roadmap series, today we're going to take a look at 3.2 and what this patch is bringing to the game. It's set to drop at the end of June and it's probably going to be the most exciting patch. 3.2 brings a lot of gameplay mechanics beyond the current cargo and combat. So let's take a look at what CIG hope to release. Remember, if something isn't ready in time for the patch release, they will just push it back to the following patch. Now first up is characters. They're taking the Legacy Marine armors, the Legacy Outlaw armors, plus the RSI Odyssey flight suits currently seen in 3.0, and they're all getting a rework, meaning that the original light, medium, and heavy armors that we see are being updated to the current design spec, artistic fidelity, and item system. For AI, they're implementing the basic FPS combat AI to allow players to engage with the enemy targets on the ground and in ships, adding a little of an action element to the missions. They're also improving the flight behaviors and characteristics for AI pilots, not just for enemies like pirates and Vandal, but for security and civilians as well. Now for the 3.2, there is 6 new ships coming to it. The Origin 600, which has come along very quickly, the Anvil Hurricane, the Aegis Eclipse, the reworked Mustang series, and the reworked Avengers, plus the Vandal Blade. In terms of weapons, they've got the new Gemini F-55 light machine gun, which I'm very excited to see. Should be a useful weapon on the battlefield, you know, laying down some heavy fire, maybe pinning enemies down. The core tech optimizing, again, as always, every patch will have the same thing. It's just general continued work, making the game run smoother on the servers as well as graphically. So in terms of gameplay, now this is, as I say, the biggest feature set for this year. First up is the distress call. Now this basically allows players to call for help. It places a marker of your location which can be seen by the players and used to travel to. So for example, if you get stranded on a planet for whatever reason, you'll be able to put out a call and people can come and rescue you. This obviously leads into the thought that, well, people could be trying to trap you, so you'll have to be careful. But it also says it incorporates the mechanic to transfer money between players as a reward. I expect Tier 0 may not allow you too much in scope of this, maybe just simple transactions. I don't think you're going to be able to screen players, maybe have only friends, org members, or non-criminals, but fingers crossed we do get that. Building off of the distress signal is the service beacon. This feature will also be in 3.2, so you can hire someone as an escort and hire them to protect you as you fly. If you need a top-up of fuel, you can hire someone to travel to your location and refill your tanks. Repair as well. I'm not sure how Tier 0 of repair mechanic will work. It could just be partially swapping out and fixing components, maybe using your personal arc welder, but I expect it to be very basic at first and then built upon. That said, all of these mechanics are Tier 0, so don't expect them to be fully fleshed out. Things will change as it goes. They're building the foundation and then just growing it from there. So the next gameplay mechanic is mining, and this is broken into 4 sectors. First one being prospecting, so scanning an area and identifying potential mineral deposits. This ties in with the new scanning mechanic, which can be used on foot and in ships. Extracting, which allows players to dig and extract minerals from planets and asteroids. Again, this will be on foot and via ships. Refining is converting the raw materials into purified states, both player-driven or NPCs. And then selling, so selling and trading both the refined and raw materials to the NPCs or to players. It will be very interesting to see what they come up with in terms of mechanic for each process of mining. I would like to see a few more handheld tools or different vehicles available to help. The next mechanic is my favourite. This is salvaging, again broken into little processes. Scanning, like mining, allowing players to identify pieces of debris that could potentially be salvaged on foot and in ships. Extracting is the mechanic that to take that debris from the ship or the wreck or the derelict and then place it into a hold or a carry on foot and in ships. Processing, allowing players to break down the salvaged debris into component parts for transportation and sale, and then obviously selling being the last one. Again, both refined and raw salvage to other players or NPCs. Now, this is my most anticipated mechanic. I am so looking forward to getting into that one, and if the Reclaimer works alongside it, it'll be happy days. Next up is manual repair. Now this will probably link into the service beacon, allowing players to traverse to the exterior of larger ships and perform spot repairs on damaged hulls. So I can just imagine winning, or maybe just scraping by and escaping from a fight, and then sending all your crew out to go and fix sections of the ship inside and out. Seeing people actually doing something inside a ship or on top of a ship rather than the current just sitting around in a seat that does nothing, will be very exciting, and I cannot wait to see that site. Fuel transfer as well, allowing players to connect with and directly provide fuel to another ship. Maybe a pipe connection, I don't know, it could just be a simple, we are in proximity, so now you're being refueled for the tier 0. Wear and tear is something that's coming. This is very exciting. They're utilising the various shader tech that they have to have ship components and FPS weapons effectively age over time and use. So not only looking aged over time, but introducing the possibility of misfire if not maintained. Now, I really like this for a lot of reasons. Now, I can understand a lot of people may find this a bit tedious, but the first one is this makes weapons feel more like they belong to you. Buying each weapon, then seeing it degrade over time, will make you appreciate your weapon more and more and want to maintain it. Also, finding weapons and looting weapons will make them a little more special to you. The other thing I like about it is maybe having a crew member who is paid by the org to clean and maintain everyone's weapons as a career, kind of like a master at arms if there's certain people that don't enjoy that mechanic. Not to mention how cool it is to see your weapons over time looking older and scraping. It'll be, like I say, just feel more like it belongs to you. The final one is the economy polish. This is an overall polish pass of the economic system, from commodity trading to item prices to provide a better overall experience. This again will be a repeated process where they will keep updating the economy as new items come into for sale and salvages and so forth. But that is 3.2. Now that is set for the end of June. Again, not all of these may make it into 3.2. That is their goal. They're working towards that because everyone works better with a goal in mind. If something gets pushed back, it will just be pushed back to 3.3. We may get some things from 3.1 into this patch. But as a way of gameplay goes, I would love to see Salvage. Anyway, that is the end of this video. I do have 3.1 up there already. 3.3 will be following shortly. Remember, we are doing so many giveaways this month. The latest giveaway will be at the top of the description should you want to check it out. Big thank you to Dragons Gaming and his org for all the donations of these ships. Make sure you follow me here on YouTube, follow me on Twitch, Twitter and Instagram, and I shall see you next time.